What's up, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you're feeling healthy. I'm feeling really good today because today on the channel, I'm going to share with you and do a bit of a showcase of probably my favorite guitar I own. In fact, probably my favorite guitar I've ever owned, a 1984 Gibson Les Paul Custom. Now, before I do that, if you're new here and this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. My name is Scott Bino, and here on YouTube, I like to make videos related to guitars, amps, pedals. So I do demos, tutorials, reviews, shootouts, things like that. So if you dig those kind of videos, you will dig this channel. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds, costs you nothing, and it helps me grow the channel. If you've been here before and you're already subscribed, thank you for coming back. You are amazing. I really appreciate your support, so thank you. You are the reason why I keep making videos. All right, so 1984 Gibson Les Paul Custom in Alpine White. Although it should be called Alpine Cream now, I guess, because of the way that these things yellow and age over time, they look amazing. So why is this 1984 Gibson Les Paul Custom my favorite guitar? Is it my best playing guitar? No. Is it my best sounding guitar? Not really. Is it my lightest guitar? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Is it the guitar that stays in tune the most out of all my guitars? No. In fact, these old Les Pauls couldn't stay in tune to save your life. You play this thing for like 5 minutes and it's out of tune. It's part of the old Gibson charm. But this is my favorite guitar because this is a bit of a holy grail guitar for me. It's a 1984, so it's my birth year guitar. I always wanted a Gibson Les Paul Custom. I always wanted a white one because of Randy Rhoads, and I always wanted one from 1984. I literally spent years searching for this guitar. I found a black one I almost bought. There was a Heritage Cherry I almost bought. I couldn't find a white one that I liked. But then one day a few years ago, poking around on Reverb, I came across this guitar. It was being sold by a Chicago Music Exchange. I sort of sat on it for a little while. I kind of eye-fucked it online for a couple months before actually pulling the trigger. I eventually negotiated a price that was agreeable to both Chicago Music Exchange and myself, and lo and behold, I became the owner of my holy grail Gibson Les Paul Custom from 1984. The cool thing about this guitar is it is completely 100% original, completely untouched, fully stock, from tuners to strap buttons to three-way switch to the wiring harness and the pots to the pickups to the bridge to literally everything on this guitar, including the frets. Entirely original. I had some thoughts about changing the tuners to something that would actually stay in tune, or changing the pickups to something from bare knuckle. Anybody who watches my channel knows that I love bare knuckle pickups, and they make some fantastic pickups that would actually sound great in this guitar. But I just can't bring myself to modifying this guitar in any way. I just don't want to take the tuners off. I don't want to unsolder or cut any wires. I just can't bring myself to changing this guitar. So long story short, I will never modify this guitar. I will probably keep this guitar like this for as long as I own it. The finish on this guitar is amazing. Not only the yellowing, but like under the clear coat, it's got this sort of creme brulee thing crackling kind of happening that just looks so awesome. What I'm gonna do for this video is include some close-up shots here and there as I'm yapping on about this guitar, so you're not just looking at my stupid face the whole time I talk about this thing. So what I'll do is I'll start from the top of the guitar, starting with these tuners, which are kind of goofy. They've got these built-in string winders in the buttons, which I guess at the time were sort of like a Gibson innovation for tuning, but they're kind of fun. They're kind of cute. They're a bit goofy, and I never use them, but it's cool to have the original tuners on this guitar. Moving down the neck, it's got a medium C profile, and it's not like a thin neck by any stretch. This is not like an Ibanez Wizard neck, but it's also not like the fattest neck I've ever played. It's actually quite comfortable to play. The fretboard is a beautiful piece of ebony, and it's got those classic block inlays, and it's got the original frets. They're quite flat. Like, to be totally honest, this could use a refret, but again, I feel so reluctant to do anything to this guitar. The pickups are the original pickups of the guitar. They're the legendary Tim Shaw patent applied for humbuckers that everybody sort of talks about, and they're fairly sought after pickups. They sound great, don't get me wrong. I would like to try something different in this guitar, but like I said before, I just can't bring myself to unsolder any of the wiring. It's got the original bridge, so the Tune-O-Matic bridge with the stop tail piece, which is really cool because I've seen a lot of these old Les Pauls that have really funky looking bridges that have been really corroded, and they just look terrible, but this one is actually in pretty good condition considering the age. It's got the original pickguard, the original knobs, and it's got the original wiring harness with pots that are dated between 1983 and 1984. Based on the serial number of the guitar, this would have been an early 1984 build. The wood used in the construction of this guitar is pretty standard. The neck is made of mahogany. The fretboard is ebony, as I said before. The top of the body is a piece of maple, and the body itself is also mahogany. The finish was called Alpine White, and as I said before, these things age like crazy over the years, and they look really cool when they get really yellowed. But the nice thing about this guitar that I really love is that it's got this finish cracking that's happening underneath the clear coat. as the paint has sort of reacted with the wood and sort of the elements over time. And the cool thing about the cracking is that it's under the clear coat, so it's actually very smooth to the touch. It's not rough and it's not jagged and it's not bumpy. It's still very smooth, so you still have a very nice feeling guitar, but it just looks awesome. When people talk about old guitars and guitars that kind of have this sort of look and this feel, they like to say it has mojo. I don't really know what that means exactly. I don't know what mojo in a guitar means, but I guess if I was to use that term with any of my guitars, this would be the guitar that has the mojo. And while this guitar is a lot of fun to play because it's got so much history and it just feels like it has that mojo, it's not the most comfortable guitar to play because it's like over 10.5 pounds. You can't stand up with this thing for more than 5 minutes before breaking your back. And even sitting down, it's not the most comfortable guitar to play because it doesn't necessarily balance on my body, at least for me personally. But I gotta say, most of the music that I write is actually written on this guitar. This guitar is usually kept in E standard or drop D tuning, and I find it just an inspiring guitar to play. So even though a lot of the music that you guys hear on my channel is in drop C, sometimes drop B, or on the 7-string, I'll be doing standard 7-string tuning, or I'll do drop A, or I'll do drop A flat, a lot of those riffs and those songs are actually written on this guitar first, and I just take them and transpose them to another tuning or another guitar with more strings. Not to say that I don't write music on my other guitars, because I do, but for some reason, this guitar just kind of speaks to me. Alright everyone, that is it. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked this video. I love talking about this guitar and I really enjoyed sharing this guitar with you today. Like I said, this is probably my favorite guitar of all time and I could talk about this thing all day long. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button, and if you're not already subscribed by now, right now is a great time to subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit that little bell icon to turn notifications on so you can be notified whenever I upload a new video. As always, thank you for watching. Appreciate you taking the time to check out the video, and remember, stay safe and stay heavy. Peace.